fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined now with Sam Jones. Sam, it's great to see you. You're always cracking me up.
That's such a pronunciation. Jones. Yeah, how you doing?
Isn't there a song? Mr. Jones.
Me and Mrs. Jones, that's the song.
Mrs. Jones?
Yeah.
Sing it.
I don't actually know, I forgot the words. Andy, come over here and sing it with me. Me and Mrs. Jones.
Is it Mrs. Jones?
Going on. Oh, okay. There you go, you see?
Yeah,
How about that, you see?
Okay. Anyways.
Got a few bit in the locker.
Why does my earring look like that? It's pissing me off. Anyways, it's good to sit and chat with you. Haven't seen you in a while.
No, you weren't in the bubble for the Dubois Joyce fight, were you? Joyce Dubois fight. No, you weren't in the bubble for that. No, it's I don't know. So you're just coming over here, just rocking the.
If I get a copyright on this, I'm. Yeah, he left real quick. If I get a copyright strike for that music.
Gary just coming in. Is he still going to go ahead with that play? Yeah. No, it's been a good couple of weeks. Joe got a big win against Daniel Dubois.
Yeah, let's talk about that one first. Wow. You know, I don't know the specific odds at the top of my head, but I do know that even of any poll that I put up on social media, it seemed like everyone, by landslide, was going for Dubois. So tell me about how that feels for you and the team to have seen Joe come out with the win.
Yeah, it makes it obviously sweeter that he won, but we were always confident. I told you, told everyone, anybody with a pair of ears, I was telling them, Joe's going to win this fight, and he did. So it was Joe just kind of proving the doubters wrong, but it's always nicer when people don't expect you to win and you win. So yeah, it was, and especially on the fight of that magnitude as well. So yeah, we was delighted.
There was a lot of talk leading up to that fight, and that's a lot coming from Dubois and Joyce, who don't do much talking.
They don't do that much talking, but I think the talking was all done in the ring.
Well, let's talk a bit about that. Were you surprised by the outcome? A lot of people felt that Dubois had quit. Do you feel that way? Did you, when you were ringside, did you get a sense that that's what it was, or did you understand that, like, look, a lot of people are not going to risk their eye? It's almost similar to Kell Brook. Do you remember when Kell Brook? Yeah.
And Errol Spence. Yeah. I don't know. Like, it was. He did quit, but he did quit, but he made a great decision, because what's he meant to do? Go blind? He's only 23 years old. I mean, health's paramount, and I think what it was is he felt his eye. Joe was jabbing constantly, jabbing him in the eye, and he obviously experienced, because it was a real fight for him. Like I told him in the press conference in I think it was February. I said, this is your first real fight. When someone's hitting your back, it's different. So he's had it all his own way. So when he kind of felt, I think he experienced the pain. He was obviously in pain. And listen, he chose to do that, and ultimately it's the right decision. Like if it, as I say, what's he meant to do? Go blind? He's 23. He'll come back, and I'm sure he'll have a great career. But I think he's got a few demons to deal with in his next fight. I mean, he's had a lot of backlash. I mean, I put a tweet out saying, don't hammer him, because he's just a kid at the end of the day, and like, I think people are quick to terrorise someone because they've done. I mean, he fought 10 rounds against Joe Joyce, like getting punched consistently punched in the head with Joe's lead hand. So you can't call someone a coward because he chose to opt out the last few rounds. It just is what it is, and as I say, we wish him all the best.
Well, I mean, if that was me. And again, only the fighter knows in that moment what type of pain he's going through, what his vision's starting to look like. It's not worth going blind for that fight. I don't know how much they made in that fight, but I can assure you that it wasn't enough for him to live off for the rest of his life.
No, definitely not. So, like, as I say, Daniel will come back. One or two good wins, he's back in the mix again. So we just gotta wish him all the best. But it's all about Joe Joyce now.
When I had interviewed Joy.
Everyone calls him that. Everyone always says Joy Joyce, and it drives Joe absolutely mad. He goes, "Why do people call me?" Because it's like you're saying Joyce and Joe at the same time, and you call him Joy Joyce. It drives him absolutely mad. Americans as well, and mostly they go Joy Joyce. They call him that.
I'm sorry, Joe. That's the first time I've done that. When I spoke to Joe about a week prior to the fight, he was mentioning, because of what obviously Dubois had said about his mother, he was like, I'm coming for his scalp. Like he's a very calm and collected guy. It doesn't seem as though he does much talking, but he does. We know he does. He talks a lot. He's a big jokester. He's really into the UFO stuff like me, too, also. He's huge into that.
He's a real geek when it comes to stuff like that.
He sends me videos, so he goes, have you seen this one yet? Yeah. And like, and you know what? 9 out of 10 times I have seen it already.
Surprise me, yeah. He's a proper...
But yeah, he said, I'm going for his scalp because of what he said about my mother.
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying, it was karma, but I think it was more Daniel was not thinking before he was speaking. He's a young kid, isn't he? But been placed on a huge stage, and I think it was a terrible comment what he made. But you forgive and you forget, don't you? And I mean, as I say, I think Joe's mum goes, that was karma after the fight. But I think now the dust is settled, that even Joe's mum wishes him well. And listen, we wish Daniel all the best in his recovery of his. I don't know what actually's happened to his eye, but
so there was a hemorrhage to his retina.
I don't know. I'm not paid much attention. All I know is that his eye was clearly injured. He chose to come out of the fight when he did, and all you can do is say, get well soon, and hope you come back and have a good career. But now is the time to talk about the winner of the fight, which is Joyce. Usyk were coming.
I was just going to ask you about Usyk.
Yeah, no, Joe's been placed as number 2 in the WBO rankings now, so that makes that fight a real possibility now. I'm going to hopefully go and nag Anthony Joshua and find him wherever he is and go and tell him to vacate the belt. And then
everyone's saying, including Eddie, have said that if Usyk is still very adamant about not wanting to step aside, that they're going to vacate. They will vacate.
Why would Usyk? I wouldn't step aside. We're not stepping aside. Like we're not in that. Usyk's wanting to fight for the title.
I would. Do you want to know why?
Because you get more money for it, and you don't have to fight.
No, not just that. I mean, that's a perk. But no, but I would, because if you think about it, if he could negotiate the winner of that fight, that's even bigger.
It's not going to happen though, because there's going to be a rematch clause in that fight. And then that's a whole year, and then we're talking into the 2022 then before he fights. No, he's not going to do that. I think Usyk's going to hopefully fight number 2 in the rankings, which is Joyce, and then the winner of Joshua and Tyson Fury can fight Joyce. That's the plan. Listen, everyone wrote Joe off, didn't they? And they'll write him off again for Usyk. But I'm telling you, Joyce will beat Usyk.
I don't make predictions, but the one thing, when I was asked about it, I said, because anyone who sparred with Joe has all said the same thing. They're like, God, that guy's tough. He's tough. He's awkward. He takes punches very well. He's got a great chin. So I said, if Dubois does not stop him in the first 4. So in the first 4, it will go the distance, and Dubois will tire, or it'll go to points. Because I said if Dubois can stop Joyce or knock him out, then everyone in the heavyweight division needs to stay away from Dubois, because that says a lot about his power.
As I say, like I'll be very honest about it. If Dubois would have knocked Joe out, I would have openly said, this kid is the real deal. Because, as I say, but Joe got out of the ring, and funnily enough, because I asked Joe, I said, Joe, what was his power like? And he goes, Johnny Fisher, his stablemate Johnny Fisher, hit him harder in sparring. That's what he said. He said he felt more power from Johnny Fisher with 18-ounce gloves on than Dubois with 10-ounce gloves. That says a lot. But he said Dubois is very powerful, he's very strong. But he said that Joe felt him getting more tired as the rounds progressed, and Joe just felt a lot more man than him.
Joe sort of hinted that Solomon was there to kind of give some feedback.
It wasn't like I mean. Sol's my new signing. So like, when they said they wanted to spar him at the Peacock Gym, we kind of thought, are they kind of crazy? It's like, you might as well give us CCTV cameras and watch him spar. Like it's a bit crazy, that was, because Sol wasn't coming back saying, guess what happened today in sparring. But if I asked him, I was like, what's he doing and what's he been? Sol would kind of tell Joe, this is what they're. It was kind of crazy on there, but we kind of thought that we beat them in and out the ring. which is effectively what happened. But listen, Joe went in there and did his job, and Joe was fantastic that night. He showed a different side to his game, that he wouldn't just go in there head first like a crazy man and just hanging his chin out. He boxed smart, and his jab was phenomenal that night. All the talk was about Dubois' jab, and ultimately Joe won the battle of the jabs, and it ultimately caused the fight to come to a halt.
Well, I just want to say congratulations to the team, SJM Boxing, because you guys have had some really great news as of lately. I mean, you obviously signed Solomon Dakers, who is a very top. Yeah, he will be a force in the heavyweight scene.
100%. There's going to be an announcement next week regarding his promotional, his new promoter. So that's going to be big for him, and he's going to be in the mix. Johnny Fisher, the Romford Bull. Debut January the 30th. That's going to be he's going to be a force. We've got a good Guido Vianello. He's going to come back in April. Some news on Guido's career going forward in the next couple of weeks. There's some great things happening. Lerone got a great win on Sky Sports. His first win. He's looking for the European title next. Cody Davis, he's been at the ring a long time. I think his last fight was in March. He's going to come back next year, early part of next year. Lisa Whiteside is one of our signings, but she's pregnant, so she's going to have the baby. But she's messaged me saying, "Oh, I want to get involved in the super bantamweight." I was like, "Lisa, have your baby first." I was like, "Lisa, chill out. Have your baby first, and then we can start talking about fights." And she's coming back. John Hedges, he's a young guy. He's had a very, very tough debut fight that he got the win. In a very, very tough fight. He's coming back. I'm trying to think if I forgot anyone, because I'm going to get a load.
Florian Marco just now, obviously we're in the bubble. Yeah. Now Florian fights this weekend, and congratulations to the team on getting him signed with Matchroom Boxing.
Yeah, it's a great little deal we've done there. The team worked really hard, and as I say, Florian's been very active. He boxed in, I can't remember the month he boxed, I think it was November. He boxed on ITV and BT Sport. Now he's coming over and he's making his debut on the biggest stage. We've had a bit of a problem with the opponent. The opponent pulled out a couple of days ago. We've got a tough undefeated guy coming in to take the fight, who got a good win over Mick Hennessy Jr. And listen, Florian's got the platform now, and all being well, there's going to be a big fight announcement after the fight of Florian's next fight.
Now, there's a lot of talk regarding Florian wanting to fight Ben and Congo, and Congo was ready for December. He said that he was well and ready. Why wasn't that fight made?
The thing is with Chris Congo, who's a really good fighter, by the way, he said he was ready, but we want to fight at 147 pounds, which is 8-ounce gloves. For people that don't know, if you weigh in anything over the championship weight, you have to wear 10-ounce gloves. We don't want to wear 10-ounce gloves. Florian wants to wear 8-ounce gloves. When Chris Congo can make the weight, Florian's got another fight scheduled after this. God willing, the fight goes to plan on Saturday. He fights, and then he's got another big fight on the January the 30th, really big fight, which all the fans are going to be excited for. After that, let's get that fight on with Chris Congo. No problem. That's a great fight.
Conor Benn has made several comments over the last few months, basically insinuating that Florian is not really worthy of a fight with him. What do you make of that?
Who's Conor Benn really beat? I'm, as I say, it always comes across this way, but when people are asking me, I really like Conor. I've met him loads of times. Really, guys, his dad's an absolute one of my heroes. But Conor's not really fought anybody, has he? Who's he really fought to get that, to warrant the ranking he's got? Formella was just... He didn't do anything. He's just tough as old boots. But he didn't look like he was going to win for 1 second of that fight. Florian would do exactly the same, if not. I'm certain Florian will stop Formella. In fact, I'm going to tell Eddie we want Formella for Florian, because I think Florian would do just the same, if not a lot worse than what Conor Benn did to him. And look, what Conor can't ignore is the fight against Florian will sell out the O2 Arena. I don't think Conor Benn can sell out the O2 Arena with anybody else right now. I just don't think he can. Florian is a guaranteed O2 Arena sellout. There's not many fighters that can guarantee you that. That's a massive fight, and again, Conor can't ignore that. And Conor's going to go his own way, and Florian's going to go his way, and eventually they're going to meet. But good luck to Conor Benn. I'm a big fan of his.
Florian has a hell of a following. How did he build this following so quickly in his career? I mean,
he's had 100 fights, kickboxing fights. He's had 7 MMA fights. He sold out the national stadium in Albania at the time. he's boxed all around the world. He was born in Albania, but he was raised in Greece, so he's got a huge fan base. He's got a huge fan base in New York. If Florian did a normal 4-rounder in New York, he'd sell out the Hulu. There's not many fighters that can do that, and like the amount of messages I've had and he's had to say, oh, can we come and watch him this week? And we're trying to explain there's only 1,000 and they've gone on sale and it's first come first serve kind of thing. But when the crowds come back, you're going to see, especially when Florian's in a big fight, you're going to see how big his following is.
Well, I remember when he fought on the Ultimate Boxer card. I mean, literally everyone there was there to see him.
In Altrincham, the whole show was about him, and like, it was a great tournament. I think it was the heavyweight tournament, but the fans were just appearing from nowhere. This is Altrincham in Manchester. I'd honestly never heard of Altrincham before. I'd never heard of Altrincham. So when we got there, I was thinking, surely there's not going to be loads of fans there. But there was a... Neil, you're ruining my flow here. So when he went there, we was like, oh, surely there's not going to be many. And they were just coming from all different directions. So it was a great night, that was.
So I want to ask you about Tyson Fury's decision to request that he be removed from the spotty list, the sports personality of the year.
Listen, I think Tyson should have won this a couple of times. He should have won this a couple of years ago. So I think it's to the point where now Tyson's kind of thinking, who really cares? He doesn't need to. Tyson's like a people's champ, isn't he? He doesn't need a title for that. And I understand why he did that. And Tyson does whatever he wants, doesn't he? No.
Well, I mean, the thing is that the award is actually nominated by the fans. So the fans actually vote for him. So I get that he said that, you know, he is the people's champ, but those would be the people who were voting for him. But I could see where he felt snubbed the last couple of years, and, you know, I'm not mad at it.
He's been people are kind of bringing up the past of what comments he made in the past, but you've got to forgive and you forget, haven't you? Look what he's done. He's done for people with mental health. He's been a pioneer for mental health, and I know, especially a year like this year's been, people have really looked to Tyson and think, oh wow, like he's an inspiration, and that's what he is. His comeback story is incredible. I think it's the greatest comeback story of all time, if I'm honest. I think he was 30 stone at one point. Massive, huge man, and he's come back and he's beat Deontay Wilder. Well, in my opinion, he beat Wilder the first time, and in the second fight, he definitely beat him. So, Tyson's he's a hero, isn't he? In my honest opinion.
So Floyd Mayweather has always had the perfect timing when it came to announcing his comebacks or whatever it is he plans to do. He always manages to do it just before a big media week. As you know, just a few days ago, Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather exhibition. What are your thoughts on it?
Do you know what, right? At the first when I heard it rumoured, and I'm a huge Floyd Mayweather fan. He helped me get into boxing. He's one of the reasons why I got into boxing. Like he's unbelievable. And I thought, flipping heck, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth to like people that have never really, that are struggling, that not even boxing at the moment, the pandemic. But at the same time I believe most people are going to watch it. Because it's that crazy, it's that much of a circus. We're going to think like Logan Paul's massive. Logan Paul's a big guy. Mayweather's small, but it's sort of a circus. But it's a circus that I'm going to watch. I'm going to complain. Everyone's going to complain about it, but most people are going to watch it. But listen, I've kind of thought at the first, is it bad for boxing? But it's still boxing. Like it's still putting boxing in the mainstream, and like I don't know, you just got to take it for what it is. Floyd Mayweather is just being Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather.
I think it would be a smart move to put some highly rated prospects on the undercard to give them the exposure.
For sure. Like I'm sure Mayweather will put on his... he's got a stable, like a good stable of boxers. Hopefully they'll get shown. I think he's still got Rolando Romero. He's a good fighter. He's a good mate of mine, Rolando. I'd like to see him on the undercard, and then maybe there's a world title fight. Who knows? But like, use the platform to build your stable. Don't just make it all like about. It is going to all be about Floyd, but like as you just said, it's a great opportunity to get to give some other fighters some limelight, for sure.
Exactly. All right, Sam.
Thanks.
Speak tomorrow.
Yeah. See you in 10 minutes.
Well, I'm just saying we're all going to be bumping into each other topics, but you know what? There's so many things to discuss that like I literally just did an interview with Eddie, and I did 5 topics, and it was almost 50 minutes. And I'm like, bro, we're going to have to like chop this up. Like, I'm going to have to, I'll see you tomorrow and we'll get a new interview, because do you know how long it takes for me to render videos that long? Guess how long this video is going to take to render?
What would you say, Andy? How long does it take to render a video? You heard him. I don't know. Hour?
I didn't hear him, actually.
He said, how long does it take to drink a bottle of vodka? In your case, that's a mouthwash for a man like you. No? A man of your... No, you just eat people and bricks. Yeah, I think an hour.
Yeah, this has been about 22 minutes now, and it'll take about an hour to render.
22 minutes, wow, it's gone quick.
Did you see how long it takes to get one video out? Horrendous.
Yeah.
Anyways, I appreciate your time, and we'll speak tomorrow, honestly.
Oh, SJ Unboxing Snapbacks giveaways. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should do a giveaway then.
You're doing a giveaway. You've missed the plug. You've missed the plug. We'll do another one later this week.
All right, thanks so much, Sam. Bye, Fight fans. Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else.